Welcome to another LEGO Bootleg review. This time it's from Xinh, and this is X0124, which is a Skywalker male family pack. We have 2 droids to round off the pack to make it up to an 8th number. Nothing too special there. We've had bootleg droids from Xinh, I think, as well as many other bootlegs before. We have Anakin Skywalker, who does have articulated legs. That was first made by Xinh back a few years ago. So he's a little bit taller than your regular kid minifigure from LEGO. Not as tall as the official general minifigure. You can see he's still half a head shorter, but he does have articulated legs. And then we have Anakin Skywalker based on the newer Star Wars line from Episode 2, and then we have Anakin Skywalker from Episode 3, and then we have Battle Damage Anakin, who's halfway being healed and turned into Darth Vader. That's just like burnt Anakin, and they give him Darth Vader helmet. We have Luke Skywalker from Return of the Jedi and Luke Skywalker from The Last Jedi. And of course we don't have the official Luke figure yet. It's only recently been announced that we know what it looks like on the box art, but the official figure is not actually out yet. So this one's based on what customizers have done online after seeing the Force Awakens like 2 years ago. Christ, it's 2 years ago? Wow. Anyway, all these figures do come with a spare hand, as well as, of course, they have the plate, which is a 4x4 plate with a 1x4 stud going through the middle. Look at the Anakins first. They're all printed pretty well and pretty accurate to their official counterpart. This Anakin does look a little bit weird, but then again the official one looked a little bit weird. Anyway, this one's probably the best looking one. I think the face is done really nicely. Overall, the print quality on all of these are pretty consistent as well. And just take a quick look at the articulated legs of Kid Annie here. You can see, yep, it rotates fully just like an official minifigure. And on the back there, they've given it a single stud hole so he can sit on some surfaces. Not quite, it's not really that compatible with all surfaces. If I do that and make him sit on this brick here, it's a little bit tight, but he can sit on the end, but if I move him up one, the bend of the leg does get in the way. He can't quite sit straight, and that's because he's missing a little bit of a bump there to allow him to sit across multiple studs. I remember some of the Xinh ones actually having that little bump there so the studs can fit in, but he doesn't. Here's a closer look of the figures without the gear and whatnot, and you see that the print job on the face is also pretty good. The print on Episode 3 Anakin here is a little bit distorted around the edge. That's probably because they didn't actually have the original work file, and it's just printing it from a photograph, so the edge is printed a bit off. Well, 3 of them here have back printing, and the Episode 3 Anakin there is really distorted around the edge, so that's not very nice. If you look at it from the front, it's okay, but from the side, it just looks really bad. The other 2 faces are pretty good, though. You got the pod racing gear for the Kid Anakin there, and that's been printed very nicely as well. Back body prints are also very nicely done. I'll say this right now, for all of these figures, the hair is a little bit tighter than the hip joint, so it does get a little bit annoying when trying to remove headgear from the body, because the body tends to split apart instead of the headgear coming off. And not too bad, just remove the headgear on an angle, otherwise it's fine. We have the 2 droids and Luke here, and the droids are printed pretty fantastically. You've got a little bit of metallic print going on. If you look at the top right there, again, they're pretty accurate. This R2 is, of course, printed off-center, like it's just offsetted, so that's not very nice. But if you have plenty R2s, and then most Star Wars LEGO fans would have plenty of R2s already, it's possibly useful to have an R2 where he's looking slightly to the left, so it's just a little bit different compared to your other R2s. So this is like a curious mistake. That's good, a good mistake, perhaps. Return of the Jedi Luke looks goofy and off, his face just looks wrong, but the body is excellent, which is a shame because the head's just weird. I think it's printed off-centered, a bit too high, it just looks wrong. Old Man Luke looks okay, but it looks a little bit overly designed, probably because it's not actually a LEGO figure yet. It's just based on what some fans think Old Man Luke would look like as a LEGO figure, so he looks a little bit off. Yeah, without the headgear stuff, and yeah, the Luke one is definitely printed way off-center. If I just turn them around, you see that the back print is much better. Although he still looks a bit goofy. I don't know what it is. It's like they just got the shape wrong. Old Man Luke does not have any back print whatsoever because there was none for them to steal. So that's a thing. And astromech droid units come on, fit in there. It's a little bit tight. That's what she said. On the back there, they're also printed all the way around, so that's good. Pretty decent copy of the droids. So with this set, I just need to mention that the hairpieces for both the Episode 2 Anakin and Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker, the hairpieces are a little bit off compared to the official LEGO figures. They do not fit as snugly as an official LEGO hairpiece would. Something off about them. The molding is a little bit sharper and less tight on the head. And the minifigure heads for X0124, as always, is different from official LEGO minifigure heads. They have a bigger jaw. Like the edges from the top and the bottom, the round edge, is not as round as LEGO, making some accessories not fit too well with these figures because it's a lot sharper. It's like you have a bigger jaw. Other than that, this is a pretty decent copy of figures. Not all of them are perfect, but some of them look really, really good. The print is nice and the articulation and clutches are pretty decent. You get a nice selection of lightsabers here, blue, green and red. You don't have any special colors, but you got all the basic colors here. So since all of them, the droid stump, all the minifigures have a single piece of accessory to come with them. Wench with Kid Anakin, which is standard, so that's great. So if you just want to pick up a bunch of, Skywalkers, male Skywalkers, then this is the pack to go for. And as always, if you watch the start of the video, you know how cheap these things are, and it's pretty amazing how well they've copied official LEGO figures for that price. So yeah, subscribe, suggest, and comment below, and of course take care and have a nice day. I'll see you guys soon, and may the Force be with you.